So our lymphatic system is responsible for taking out so much of the sludge. I like the Green Smoothie Girl used an analogy about how our circulatory system, our blood, is what brings the groceries and the goodies into our body, and then the lymphatic system is like taking out the trash. So 3/4 of our entire lymphatic system drains out of our left armpit. So essentially, if you were to draw a midline down your body and then across your belly button, your entire lower body drains out of your left armpit, and your left of your upper body drains out of your left armpit. And then your upper right quadrant drains out of your right armpit. So the most important things are to open up your armpit area, and it's really more the tail of your breast area, and then your groin, and the abdomen, if you only have like 90 seconds. Versus what I feel like is a common misconception is just to start with your extremities and move towards your heart. If you had this amazing, beautiful lymphatic system, you were rebounding every day and walking all the time, and everything was open and flowing, and you didn't have a bunch of health issues, then I would say that's great. But most of us are stagnant, and most of us need to open up the dams before taking out the trash. So we're gonna start with the upper left armpit, and we're gonna move in a clockwise position first. And again, you're gonna be naked, ideally, and dry. And then do counterclockwise. And you can do about 7 times. I really don't count at this point. I'm just kind of opening up this area. And then you're gonna go from the center of your chest or your sternum towards that area that you just opened up. So just think of moving in concentric circles across your body towards your left armpit, essentially. And then same thing, start here, but you're gonna go under your breast area. So you're moving this. And just applying gentle pressure. And then you are going to take up your side ribs up towards that armpit area. Okay, now the neck, I would say this maybe is a little awkward, tad bit confusing, but essentially you're gonna go from the top of the neck, so the bottom, the base of your skull, to that sternum area 7 times. This doesn't have to be perfect. And then you're gonna go from the bottom of your neck across your clavicle, essentially to here. So this stroke, kind of like this. Okay, and now this is where the handle comes in handy. You're gonna take the brush in your right hand, kind of towards the middle of the handle, and you're gonna push everything over your shoulder blade, left shoulder blade. Again, kind of going towards that left armpit. Okay, now you're moving to the arm. So separate the arm into 3 areas. You're gonna have above the elbow, shoulder to elbow, elbow to wrist, and then your hand. So first you wanna make sure that this drain is open up. You can think of your left armpit as like the treatment facility area, and this is the sewage, and you wanna open up this drain. And then you're gonna move from the wrist to your elbow, and don't forget your elbow area. And you'll notice that you're more sensitive on the inside of your arm. And so if you need to brush a little bit more lightly, then that's fine. Okay, now with the hand, I tend to just keep my brush in one area, and I'll just brush my hand over the brush that's kind of in one spot. You don't really need to count here. And then just do your wrist. Some people don't add this part, but I like at the very end to just stroke everything, now that you've gotten it all moving, just stroke everything up towards that armpit. Okay, so you're finished with that area. You're gonna move, now still sticking with the left side of the body, you're gonna move to your left groin. And you don't have to make this perfect or do counterclockwise or clockwise. You're just opening this up really quickly. There we go. And then same thing as we do with the shoulder blade, you're gonna do with your butt. So you're gonna take your brush, move everything towards that groin area that you just opened up. Okay, now same thing with your leg. Start with this top part of your leg, is this thigh, down below. Okay, and now the bottom. Calf. And then think of your foot just as the same as your hand. So I'll usually start with the bottom of my foot, just like I like to start with the palm of my hand and then go towards the top. Don't forget your little toes. And then I'll just take some big strokes up towards my groin. Okay, now I'm gonna do the exact same thing with the right side of your body, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that with you, because if you're anything like me, I'm visual and I like to follow along. So we're going to open up our left armpit here, and then we're gonna go from the sternum across to that area that was just opened about 7 times, and then same spot, but then down below the breast. And if you get some of this wrong, do not worry. It does not have to be perfect for all of you people who measure your fill lines perfectly. You're not gonna have some cataclysmic issue with your lymphatic system if you don't do it well. What's next? Okay, your rib cage up. I'm talking, so I'm distracted. Up here. Okay, now the neck. So you're gonna go again from the base of the skull to your kind of the middle of your upper chest, and then the bottom of your neck is just across your clavicle area. Okay, and then take the brush handle in your left hand and go across your shoulder blade. Okay, now left arm, upper arm here, and then lower arm, don't forget your elbow, and then inside of your hand, just kind of agitate it, outside of hand, and then wrist. And I know this may seem like a pretty arduous detox modality here, but I'm telling you I can do this whole thing in about 4 minutes. What are we doing next? We are doing our groin. Groin, and then same thing with the leg. And then bottom of your foot, top of your foot, don't forget your ankle, and the backs of your knees are actually one of what Dr. Nicholson, the lymphatic guru, says is one of the major dumping points. So don't forget the back of your knees, and then just take some big old strokes up. Now that you're all opened up, you should actually feel some tingling, kind of invigorating feelings, especially if you're new to this. Okay, same thing with your butt. Make sure that you get that butt area going towards your groin. Okay, now we're gonna end, or second to last thing we do, and maybe one of the more important ones is your belly. So out of your entire body, everything starts on the left except when you're working on your abdomen, because our digestive system actually starts on the right side. So we're gonna kind of work in small circles, starting with the upper right side, and this we're working the way that our digestive tract goes. So it goes across transverse colon, down like this, and then out like this. And then I like to just end with a little belly button kind of in either direction. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then finally, the only part of the body that we really haven't gotten is kind of the hardest part, and which is why the handle is nice. You are going to basically take this upper part of your back, and you're gonna move everything towards your left shoulder. So you can, the way that you do it may look a lot different than mine, but essentially just rubbing everything towards your left shoulder, and then I'll do the same kind of with the lower part, up towards the left shoulder. Okay, and that's it.